Hello everybody, Craig Birnbach here. Welcome to another edition of my video blog, Birnbach's Always Right. Today we're going to talk about free agency. This is the time where the rich get richer and everyone else complains about how free agents don't want to come to their team, and that's why they're not competing for a championship. That's why they're not elite. Portland Trailblazer fans, they've been saying it a lot in the last week or so because they've missed out on some big-name free agents. And of course, they go back to the we're never going to win a championship because NBA players never want to come play here. They don't want to sign here. And if you can't get big-time free agents, you can't win championships. I'm here to tell you, that's not the reason why you're not elite. That's not why you haven't won a championship. The reason why you haven't won, that's simple. Two main reasons. You're unlucky, and your front offices in the past have made some terrible, terrible mistakes. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say that the fact that Portland is not looked at as a very diverse city and that the nightlife doesn't compete with Miami, Chicago, and other big cities isn't a factor. So it might be the high taxes. Yes, it might be a factor, but it's not the real factor. When you look at what happens in free agency and when you look at what happens in teams that are playing for championships, it's not the free agents that have gotten them there lately. Look at the elite in the West last year. We'll start with Golden State. All right, the Warriors. Let's look at their core. 1, 2, 3, the big three. Steph Curry draft, Klay Thompson draft, Draymond Green draft, even their number 4 guy, Harrison Barnes, first-round draft pick. Draft. Yes, did they get some free agents to help out? Iguodala? Yeah, but that's not a star. That wasn't a game changer. Also, Oklahoma City, who, by the way, has done everything right and just got hosed by Kevin Durant because he's leaving. But they got to the level in which they were competing for a championship through the draft. They drafted Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka. That was their core. Now they're having to change it up, and certainly Kevin Durant threw a wrench into that one. They did everything right, and that's why they were competing for a championship. San Antonio, in the past, didn't need free agents at all. Why? Draft. Did they get lucky? Absolutely. 2 lotteries in a row. Tim Duncan, David Robinson. David Robinson, easy. Number 1, didn't get hurt, was awesome. Tim Duncan still playing. Then they built around him with the draft. Ginobili draft, Tony Parker draft. None of those were even lottery picks. And even recently, on draft night, Kawhi Leonard. He adds to it. So yes, last year they signed a free agent in LaMarcus Aldridge. Why'd he go there? Not because of the nightlife. He went there because he wants to win a title. Pau Gasol this year chose San Antonio over Portland. Why? Not because of the diversity or the nightlife or the taxes. He did it because he thinks he can win a title there. And he looks at Portland and says, no, you don't have the pieces. Even last year, when Greg Monroe chose Milwaukee, yeah, that's a better city than Portland, over Portland. Why did he do it? Because he looked at Portland, everyone had left. He didn't see a core. He looked at young guards building around him. Maybe they could win. It didn't work, but that's why he chose it. This year, Chandler Parsons chose Memphis over Portland. That's not a better city, but he looked at Marc Gasol, a center, and a point guard in Mike Conley. He's the scorer. That worked better for him than to go to the Blazers, that 2 best players are also scorers, and they don't really have a big. The reason why Portland's in the spot they're in, number 1, they were unlucky. They picked Greg Oden. That was terrible. Was there a choice? Yeah, they could have taken Kevin Durant. I'm not sitting here telling you that I would have taken Greg Oden, because I probably would have, and so would have most GMs. But it was the wrong decision because Greg Oden was a huge bust that never played. They also made other decisions that looked great at the time that didn't work out. LaMarcus Aldridge, Brandon Roy, same draft night. They traded for him. They came home with him. It looked brilliant. LaMarcus Aldridge was great. Brandon Roy was great, but only for 4 years. He was done, out of the league by the time LaMarcus Aldridge was making a decision on where to go next. So the big 3 was a big 1, and LaMarcus Aldridge turned around and said, look, I can't win a title here, and I don't think I can win a title in the next year or the year after that. I'm going to go to San Antonio. Other bad decisions that the Blazers made, either with trades or picks on draft night, though. Let's look at this. 2006, as I mentioned, Aldridge and Roy, not bad. 2007, disaster, Greg Oden. 2008, with the 11th overall pick after a trade, Jared Bayless. That wasn't a game changer. 2009, Victor Claver. Ugh. Luke Babbitt, Elliott Williams, Nolan Smith in 2011. Joel Freeland was the number 1 pick in this mix. Even in 2005, way back, terrible decision. Decided to trade down to get Martell Webster when Chris Paul was right there for him. Those are the decisions that have cost the Blazers. It's why they're not an elite team. No, maybe they're not going to make all these decisions right, but man, did they make a whole lot wrong. And now you've got to hope as a Blazer fan that you can build a core either through the draft or through trades with young players before they become big-time free agents. Because if you're an elite team, the free agents, then they'll come. And they won't care about the nightlife, the diversity, or the taxes. They'll care about one thing: winning a championship. How do I know that? Well, that's simple. Birnbach's always right.